Good evening. My name is Jenny Allen, and this is Grace Wolfe. We team teach the 5th grade orchestra together, and what you just heard tonight was the very first song that we learned how to play back in September. So that was called Let's Play Open D. And when we came back to this, I said, no, we're going to play it at the concert. They were like, what? But it's so easy. Yes. So we're going to show you a little bit of a progression tonight of all the things that we have learned from September until now. So the first thing that we learn how to do is to hold our instruments with beautiful posture. And I'm going to turn here because I'm going to make them show you. So first, they're really good at this one. Couch potato position. That's more like it, right? And then 3 seconds, they have to get back to beautiful playing position. 3, 2, 1. So we're looking for feet flat on the floor. We're looking for sitting up on the edge of our seat. We're not leaning and using the back to support our back. We're looking for our backs to be up nice and tall all the way to the tops of our heads. And then we practice with our instruments, violins and violas. We do something called up, over, down, turn, plop. So they're going to show us up, over, down, turn, plop. And that's how we then are able to show, look, Ma, no hands. And they're supposed to be able to freak you out because they're holding their instruments without actually holding them. That is the correct way. Opens us up for later technique, being able to move around a little bit more with our left hands. So we practice all of those things, and usually we don't really have to say a whole lot about it right now, in class that is. So we are going to go ahead, we're going to demonstrate for you some more pizzicato, but our next song is going to be Mozart melody. You might recognize it as another tune or two or maybe even 3. We'll see if the 6th graders can remember without sharing. Don't blurt. Here we go with Mozart melody, pizzicato. All right, so the next song that we're going to play is one of the first things that we learned with our bows. So before we actually play the song, 5th graders, we're going to show those beautiful bow hands. But before we show the bow hands, what do? Bow bunnies. So we do some shadow puppets, and we do bow bunnies, and we practice chewing with our bunny. Our thumb has to be able to be flexible, and we practice flexing that thumb and chewing without dropping the carrot. And then we go, yes, no, I don't know. Practicing on getting that flexibility in our wrist, which again is going to be really important later on. So we're working on all those skills to start. So we've got those beautiful bow bunnies, and then we add our bows. So go ahead and pick up your bows, 5th graders. And we've got those beautiful bow hands, and we're checking to make sure that our thumbs have a bump on them. Violins and violas, our pinkies go up on top of the stick. Cellos and basses, our pinkies flop over the front of the frog. So we've got these beautiful bow hands ready to go. So we're going to play a song called The Monkey Song. You remember the monkey song? It's got silly words. We practice adding our fingers, climbing up the scale, and then coming right back down, adding our bow all into the mix at the same time. So here we have Monkey Song. right, so we're going to play 2 songs back to back for you next. The first one, we learned how to play Rolling Along way at the beginning of our book. Well, we learned that it's the same tune as Mary Had a Little Lamb. And so we go back and add this tune. We add a new note. We go from playing F sharp with the violins and the violas, we call it the major pattern, or cellos, we use our 3rd finger for F sharp. Now we're going to go to our 2nd finger. Basses, we play 4th finger for F sharp. We're going to go to 2 fingers for F natural. So we learn a new pattern called the Dorian pattern on our D strings. So we're going to play for you Mary had, then lost, and then found her little lamb. And you'll hear the difference in the way that those versions sound. Then we're going to play Hot Cross Buns turned moldy. All right, we've got a couple more for you tonight. So we're going to play a fiddle tune next called Boil Them Cabbages Down. And you're going to notice that the bass players are going to get to do something a little bit different in this one. When we get to this point of our book, we start to have more duets and more different parts that we're able to play at the same time instead of playing all in unison. So we have a fiddle tune called Boil Them Cabbage Down. And then we are going to play Ode to Joy from a completely different book. And I'll talk about the next one in a minute. So as we're learning from September until now, we do a lot of unison playing where we're all playing the exact same notes. You've heard a little bit of two-part harmony tonight. Well, now, our grand finale for the fifth graders, we always do one piece of sheet music. And this one that we learned this year is called Rustic Dance, where we have a violin part, a viola part, a cello part, and a bass part, and they're all different. So we're all going to be playing 4 different parts at the same time. This is the most challenging thing that we have worked toward with all the skills that we've learned throughout the entire school year. Watching and listening and making sure that we're counting and we're playing the right notes at the right time and counting all of those rests. So, treat for you, Rustic Dance. We're going to do a really quick switch. The fifth graders get to listen to the sixth grade orchestra perform. So they are going to really carefully, in just a moment, walk this direction. Sixth graders, while they're doing that, cello players first, I want you to line up, and you're going to head back up this ramp here, and just wait. Miss Wolfe is right here. She can kind of help you know where to stop. And you're going to just kind of wait until the fifth graders are off stage. We'll be right back in just a second. So most of our sixth graders up here on stage have been playing since the start of last year in fifth grade. Some of us started this fall. Would you raise your hand if you started this fall with us? You joined us as beginners? So we've got a number of students here that decided, you know what, I missed it. I want to do orchestra. So they joined and worked their tails off to catch up with us. We do a little bit of review in the fall. We meet every single day. Fifth grade, we only meet 2, sometimes 3, depending on if we have a full day or a half day on Wednesdays. So you can see the difference from fifth grade, what you guys get to learn next year in orchestra. So you're going to be hearing more of those pieces with the 4 and 5 parts. Sometimes we have 1 violin part, sometimes we have 2 violin parts, and a viola part, and a cello part, and a bass part. So we've got 3 more pieces to share with you tonight. We're going to be playing Medieval Kings, Cat and Mouse, and Clog Dance. I hope you all enjoyed that. I sure did. The energy up here, the lights, everything that you see up here with our musicians up here, with the lights, the sound, all of the slides and everything, we have to say a huge, huge thank you to our auditorium staff, Chris Chapman, Jackie Carnes, and Jen Radke. Thank you, thank you, thank you for everything that you do to support us. If you're sticking around for the 7th and 8th grade performance, you're gonna see a little more flash and, well, that's all I'm gonna say. It's gonna be really cool. I am so glad that you were all here tonight. These guys worked their tails off. I think they deserve a little bit of a cool, sweet treat, in my opinion. Unless they're like me and they wanna go home and have pizza. Oh, you guys too? Ice cream, okay, yes, 5th graders too, of course. All right, so listen carefully, because we have another concert coming up at 7:30. The 6th graders I'm going to dismiss to go back to the choir room. They're going to pack up. They will come find you in the lobby. 5th graders, very carefully, in just a moment, we're going to dismiss you guys to come. Actually, you guys can pick up your instruments right now, and we're going to have them come back to the green room. They're going to pack up, and they're going to take their instruments and come out to the lobby to find their parents as well. Thank you so much for sharing your children with me. We really had a great time together tonight. Thank you, thank you.